Hello students, today we are going to see what inferential comprehension is. Okay, so now introduction about inferential comprehension. Inferential comprehension is nothing but the ability to process written information and understand the underlying meaning of the text. This information is then used to infer or determine deeper meaning that is not explicitly stated. Inferential comprehension requires readers to combine ideas, draw conclusions, interpret and evaluate information, and identify tone and voice. So you have to infer, okay? The information will be there, but you have to use your own thinking skills to determine deeper meaning which is not explicitly stated in the text. Okay, so with the help of inference, by inferring you will know to combine ideas, you will know to draw conclusions, you will know to interpret and evaluate information, and you will identify the tone and voice of the text. Okay, so all this you will be able to understand with the help of inferential comprehension. Then, but a higher and more complex level of comprehension involves critical analysis, which requires readers to be critical, okay, form opinions, then identify author's point of view and what the author is trying to say from his point of view and what you have understood from your point of view and attitude. Okay, then identify and consider the authority of text and their messages. So you will be able to identify and consider what is the authority of the text and what is the deeper meaning inside it. Okay, the infer motives of characters and themes. You will be able to infer the motives, the underlying motives of characters and the themes. Okay, so critical analysis can be introduced in very early reading. Right from young age itself, it will be introduced. The use of the six thinking hats strategy is one effective way of developing critical thinking skills. So there is a concept called six thinking hats which we will be seeing in the next slide. Okay. Now, what is six thinking hats? De Bono six. De Bono is the person who found the concept of six thinking hats. It is a powerful technique for looking at decision making from different points of view. So you will be looking at maybe a thing from a different points of view. Okay, you will be looking at will be able to take proper decision. Okay, it allows emotion and skepticism to be brought into what might normally be a purely rational process, and it opens up the opportunity for creativity within decision making, and it also opens up the opportunity for creativity. By this your creative thinking will be expanded. Okay, and you will be able to make better decisions, you will become better decision makers. So that is the concept of six thinking hats. Okay, so let us see the image of Dr. Edward de Bono's six thinking hats. See, the first is red hat, which means intuition, hunches, and feelings. Okay, white hat is information available and needed, facts and data. Yellow hat means benefits, value, and positive aspects. Black hat, caution, difficulties, risks, and weaknesses. Green hat, alternatives and creative ideas. Blue hat, managing the thinking, focus, summary. So these are the explanation for the six thinking hats. Okay. Now let us understand what are the benefits of inferences. Okay, See, inferences are the conclusion. The text will already be there. You have to give a conclusion on what is already known and judgments based on given information. You should be able to judge, okay, what is already there in the passage. This strategy will help students to make connections between their personal experiences and their comprehension of the text. So you will be able to relate with your personal experience as well as with the comprehension of the text which is near your eyes. Okay, rather than stopping during the reading process to comment on specific points, it doesn't want you to comment on each and every point. It wants you to read fully and make your own with the help of your own thinking skills. You have to infer something, okay, rather than stopping during the reading process to comment on specific points. This strategy focuses on thinking and how new information can reshape their prior knowledge. You would already have some knowledge about the subject, okay, by reading it you will be able to make more inferences, okay. So inferential reading can be imbibed with a variety of reading material beyond assigned textbooks. So how you can get the habit of inferential comprehension is only through reading a lot of books other than your own textbooks, okay. As students develop inferential reading skills, when students try to develop the inferential reading skills, they learn to understand the intonation of characters, words and relationships to one another. So you will be able to understand the character's word and what is the relationship between that character to the other, okay. Then provide explanations for ideas that are presented in the text, okay. It will help you to provide explanations for ideas that are already presented in the text, and then offer details for events on their own explanation of the events, okay. Then recognize the author's view of the world, including the author's basis. See, some authors would have stopped by telling that this is their point of view. You can come forward with your point of view, okay. Then you can offer conclusions from facts presented in the text. You can frame your own conclusion. Then relate what is happening in the text to their own knowledge of the world. See, you can relate whatever is happening in the text to your own knowledge of what you think about the world, okay. So this two-way benefit. Then students can also use inferential reading to help them with new or difficult vocabulary. It will help you in new or difficult vocabulary by figuring out antecedents for pronouns, okay. Then the meaning of unknown words from context clues. You will be able to learn many unknown words, and then the grammatical function of an unknown word. So all these benefits you will get because of inferential comprehension. So it is a valuable concept which you can practice, and it will help you to develop your logical, analytical and critical thinking skills. It will expand your creativity, okay, and make you more and more knowledgeable. Now the next one, how can we create and use this strategy? See, first teachers, they can begin by reading the assigned passage before presenting it to the students, okay. The next step is to identify three or four main ideas in the reading selection, okay. Teachers would then develop a series of pre-reading questions for the reading assignment. The questions should have the following. They should elicit previous knowledge of the topic. That is, what are your own attitudes and experiences about that particular idea, and then point beyond past knowledge and encourage students to make predictions about the reading, okay. What do you think the article will say about the idea, okay. Then teachers may wish to model this strategy using a short read aloud. Okay, teachers can help by reading aloud the passage. Okay, so students should first think about inferences they make every day in their life. What type of inferences you make in your day-to-day life, that you can think about. Then they should discuss both their prior knowledge of the topic and their predictions about the reading selection. So you have to discuss on what already you know about this particular topic, and you have to relate. Okay, they need to write predictions and speculations prior to reading the selection. Okay, they can read the selection as a whole without interruption. Without interrupting in between, they can read the whole complete selection. Then after reading, they have to review. You have to review your the written prediction about the passage. Okay, then they should know, know how the new information has changed, reshaped their prior knowledge. So from this inferential comprehension, they have to understand how this particular information has changed their way of thinking. Okay, so you have to read extensively to understand. Only then you can understand how to make better decisions. Okay, then sample prompts. They include comments like those listed below to help students learn to make various types of inferences. They have to look for pronouns and figure out what to connect them to. Figure out explanations for these events. Think about the setting and see what details you can add. Maybe you can see the setting, and then whatever the details you can add, you can add. Think about something that you know about this. Maybe the topic, we can put it there and see how it fits with what is in the text. Okay, after you read this section, see if you can explain why the character acted this way. So after reading this section, you can see if you can explain why the character has been given in this way. Okay, then look for words that you don't know. Maybe look for words that you don't know and see whether other words in the sentence or surrounding sentences can give you an idea of what those unknown words mean. As I would always say, see, when you read a passage, when you come across an unknown word, if you just ignore and read the remaining sentences, automatically you will, with the help of some other words given in the passage, you will come to know the meaning of that particular word which you didn't know. Okay, that is what they are telling. Look for words that you don't know and see whether other words in the sentence or surrounding sentences can give you an idea what those unknown words mean, or definitely you will get an idea, better idea of what that unknown word means. Okay, as you read this section, look for clues that would tell you how the author might feel about. So what the author would have felt about. Maybe you can put a topic, or you can give even a character's name. So all these you have to infer. That is, your thinking skills should expand. Okay, that is what is very important for inferential comprehension. It has to develop your critical, logical, analytical and creative thinking skills. Okay, if it is so, if you have developed all these skills, automatically your knowledge base will expand and you will be able to act in any difficult situation. So that is the benefit of inferential comprehension. Then we have Barrett's taxonomy. See, Barrett's taxonomy of reading comprehension, it was written in 1974, identifies the following 8 subtasks that enable students to make inferences with facility. Okay, so inferring supporting details, guessing about additional facts the author would have included in the selection that would have made it more informative, interesting, appealing. That you can do. As students, you can do that. Okay, maybe the author would have thought, but finally would have left out. You can do that in his place. Okay, inferring the main idea, providing the main idea, general significance, theme or moral that is not explicitly stated in the selection. Okay, then inference sequence, guessing what action or incident might have taken place between two explicitly stated actions or incidents, or making hypotheses about what could happen next. So these are all your thinking skills. You just have to expand and you have to think what would have happened in between. Okay, to explicitly stated in action, what would have happened there? What kind of things would have happened? Like that, you have to guess. Okay, inferring comparison, inferring likenesses and differences in characters, times, or places. Then inferring cause and effect relationship, hypothesizing about the motives of characters and their interactions with others and with time and place. Okay, then inferring character traits, the character traits, like hypothesizing about the nature of characters on the basis of explicit clues presented in the selection. So with the help of some clues, you have to hypothesize yourself about the nature of characters. Okay, then predicting outcomes, you can predict what would be the outcome, guessing the outcome of a selection after reading an initial portion of it. By reading the first portion, you have to guess the outcome of the selection. Then inferring about figurative language, that is inferring literal meanings from the author's figurative use of language. Okay, so these are the benefits of Barish taxonomy. So what kind of activities can be given for students? See, cartoon commentary, that is we can provide them with editorial cartoons. You can take some editorial cartoons from recent copies of newspapers to examine. Okay, you have to notice how the cartoonists want to influence their thinking as well as make them chuckle, make them smile. Then they should think of a problem in their school about which they should be concerned. Maybe in school or college, what kind of problems you're facing and how you can solve it. Then what kind of action you can take to see that the problem vanishes. Then they can create their own editorial cartoons to show what they think about this school problem. Through some cartoons, you can make people understand what to think about that particular problem. Then sequencing text is like something like jumbled. Okay, teachers can select paragraphs or excerpts from books that describe a sequence of events or activities. Teachers can place one of the sentences in the paragraph out of order. Maybe that sentence can be taken out of order and placed somewhere, and the students have to frame the sentence that is scrambled, and whatever makes the reading confused, if they feel the reading is confused, then they have to place that sentence in the right order. Okay, they can direct students to correct the position of the sentence so that the sequence makes proper sense. Okay, so these are some type of activities. There are many more, but some very easy activities are this. Based on this, you can develop your own activities and you can develop your critical thinking skills. Okay, the last one conclusion. So if students are able to comprehend text, they must effectively use strategies that enable them to make inferences. Pearson and Johnson express this view succinctly in the following passage. See, comprehension is building bridges between the new and the known. Okay, new and the known. Comprehension is active, not passive. You need not be just read and leave it like that. You have to develop your thinking skills based on your reading of the passage. That is, the reader cannot help but interpret and alter what he reads in accordance with prior knowledge about the topic under discussion. Okay, comprehending is not simply the matter of recording and reporting verbatim which has been read. Comprehension involves a great deal of inference making. The purpose of comprehension is to make a great deal of inference making. You have to infer what is the outcome, what kind of inferences you have made from that particular information, how you have related it with your prior knowledge. All these things makes inferential comprehension a truly successful one. Okay, inferencing skills is critical to the academic achievement of students who struggle to comprehend. So this kind of inferencing skills are very much needed for students, because nowadays the reading habits are completely gone. Okay, so this kind of inferential comprehension will help to develop good knowledge, not only about the subject but also about the world and what is happening around. So inferential comprehension is very very important. I should say it is not only for academic achievement but also for life. Okay, if you want to succeed in life, you should be able to infer. You should be able to become better decision makers with good thinking skills, good analytical skills, good logical skills, good creative thinking skills. Creativity is the need of the hour. Okay, by tapping your creative skills, you will be able to get more opportunities for growth. All the best, students. Thank you.